It says schedule a stream. Why is it saying that? I've never had that problem before. It's saying test trial and trial.
I don't know.
I don't need that. Like now, like go webcam. It's not allow. I don't know why this is a new computer though. It could be it. Yes, it's made for. No, it's not made for kids. Create a title. Empaths and empaths and how they are abused. How about empaths and their abusers?
Empaths and their abusers. Welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning here on Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan-Hartgraves. And today, you heard it.
Yep, empaths. We're talking about empaths, guys.
Ew. Take it away. Wow.
Hi, guys. Now I've been talking a lot about empaths, and because I'm in the process of writing a book called The Empathic Murder, because I think that a lot of people don't realize that we as empaths, we martyr ourselves because we don't realize how much we give because we don't want to hurt everybody else. And we are very altruistic sometimes. And well, I didn't want to make them feel bad. Well, they were insulting you. They were mean to you. Well, I know, but I just can't do that back because I can feel how bad they feel. I mean, I know as a person that's me. So what I'm going to do is we're going to review empaths, talk about review the gifts because that's what I did last week, and then I'm going to say we're going to go touch a little bit on about who is abusing you and what some little things you're going to get done. Okay, so. Last week we were talking about an empath. Are you an empath? Now, if you don't know if you're an empath, go to empath.com and you can take a little quiz. Now, I also have my own quiz that's going to be published in my book that's coming out. So that's a little bit different thing. But all I know is that an empath is an empath. And all these different types. No. You're an empath. But what kind? You are given, when you become an empath or you are an empath, you're given a gift. You're given a gift of you're picking up certain energies on people. Now, they can overlap. And sometimes you have many of them. I know there's like 10 or 11 types. I probably have about 8. And I'm not abnormal. That's very normal. So just remember when somebody says, well, I'm this type, or what kind are you? No, I just say I'm an empath. But this is my gift. Okay, so that you remember, because I don't agree with all these people out there, because empath right now is a hot topic. I was writing several years ago about it because I understood what it was to be one, because it's hard to be one. I don't think people realize that because you're picking up energy and all that stuff.
You're not a technological empath, are you?
No, I'm not. Now, mechanical. You know what? Actually, my ability to do websites is I teach media. Actually, it's just he's laughing at me because we struggled this morning, and I have no patience for technology sometimes. I just got a brand new computer given to me, and I had to set everything up again, and it irritates me. So that's why. But anyway, that's why he's saying that. But so there's different types. Okay, so I'm going to review this because we did this last week, and to be honest, I erased it off of.
That was weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I live out in the country. Everybody knows I live out in the country on some sacred Native American property. Anyway, it is bad because my Wi-Fi is horrible.
But Mercury is
in retrograde. And that's next week. We're going to do Mercury in retrograde. Yeah. Yes. So, and then the week after that, we're telling ghost stories.
Oh.
So fantastic. There you go. And I have a guest coming. Cool. So yeah, so we're going to tell ghost stories and real ghost stories like that have really happened. Plus I have pictures. I'll show you pictures. Good. Yeah. Sounds like fun. Okay. So anyway, back to what we're doing is empaths. And now there's like different types. Okay. You've got your precognitive dreaming and your telepathic. I put them all together. Some people say, oh, we're splitting them. No, it's almost like an intuitive psychic, but it's not quite. Somebody where they're precognitive, they just know. And I know I think almost every single human being has had some type of experience like this. But that doesn't, just because you have that doesn't always mean you're an empath.
Sure.
But usually an empath really, really has that ability. Like they're the dreamers, where I do precog. I can tell things are going to happen sometimes before they do. I know my father-in-law was like that. He wouldn't admit that he had like any type of ability, but he was I just have a bad feeling, don't do that. And so then something bad would happen and he just kind of knew.
Yeah.
So that's a precognitive that where they're connected to like that. Okay. So then you've got the other kind of empath is like an animal empath where you pick up on animals. Like I'm an animal empath, but I have a different attitude about it. Like some people I know are empaths, like they can feel the animal die and they refuse to eat animals. And that's why they're vegan. I have a different attitude because I feel like animals know that they're food. They understand it. Because remember, I raised chickens, I raised goats. They understand that that's the circle of life. So anyway, then you've got your plant, like somebody who has a green thumb like me, who like I can't kill a plant. And right now my greenhouse is coming into my house because I don't know where to put it. Because usually I put it in my classroom. And I can't do that now. So yeah, because I'm online. But I probably have 150 to 200 plants all over my house right now, just crammed, and they'll be fine because like, especially if I've noticed if they're in my bedroom, I don't know if I was told, plant people give off energy. So anyway, then you've got the emotional type. That's a people type. That's the type where you're picking up, man, he feels like really depressed. And, and when people say that off the top of their heads like that they're probably an empath. Okay. Then you've got your medical where you can I do scan animals and people call me like I'm connected with animal veterinarians and stuff when they're stumped, that the animal will tell me and then I can feel it too. I'll be like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. But I will tell you that a lot of doctors have that ability, that empathic ability of knowing what's wrong. They won't admit it, but I'm telling you that they do. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we're scientists and we don't have that ability, but yet Jung believed in everything we're doing. Yeah. So anyway, then you got the earth type. That's picking up crystals, picking up vibrations of the ground. Dowsers. Do you remember? You know what dowsers are? That find water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the little. They're earth empaths. They're picking up water. They're picking up vibrations off the earth. A divining rod. Yep. That kind of person. Like if you really, really need to be outside to like clear your energy, and you can feel it, like you hug trees or you sit under a tree and you feel better, you're probably an earth empath. You have that ability. So then you've got the intuitive, the psychic, the claircognizant. That's really close to the precognitive and dreaming, but not quite. They're a little different, but that's what I do. And then beings, like some people can see angels and some people can't. And like fairies, I know that's crazy, but I've got to show you. I've got a picture of a wood nymph that's I will show you these. You want to be here for Halloween because I didn't know what it was. I had to go to a Native American friend. I have a lot of Native American friends, and they told me what it was, and I had no idea. And I'll show you the pictures. I've got them all over in my computer, and I've got actually so many. I've lost them over the years because I probably have had 400 or 500 pictures with like green ribbon energy. And okay, I know people are like, well, it could be this. I'm like, come on, it was pitch black. How come I've got a ribbon energy like in a curl? And yeah. So anyway, then you've got the kind that I'm not, is the mechanical mathematical person that just knows mathematically things. Now I'm very good with measurement, but that's from being an art teacher. Like I can tell you how long something is. People, how did you get that? I said, because what do I do all day? I measure. So people will be like, well, that's about 43 inches. And they'll be like, it'll be 42 and a half. Like, how'd you get that? I'm like, because, but that's not mathematical. That's just practice. Yeah. This is the ability to look at something mechanically and just put it back together. Like my husband has that ability. He's very good at that. And he is very empathic. I think he's listening. He picks up on me. He'll know if I'm upset. He's like, I felt like you needed milk at home. And sure enough, there was no milk. Yeah. He's picking up on me.
There was that old TV show Numbers. If you remember.
Yes.
He would be, because he saw everything.
Yes. That's very mathematical. That's That's a mathematical empath.
Mhm.
Yep. Then there's the medium. I'm a medium. So, and a lot of people, I always think everybody can do the mediumship, but some people just can't. And I always thought, see, as a psychic, we think everybody's just like us. It's because we don't know any different.
Yeah.
And then we find out differently. So I wrote a novel about a girl, and I'm trying to get it published through Netflix. So let's keep our fingers crossed, you guys. Because it's about a girl that doesn't know she's psychic, but everybody else knows she is. And that she's like a prophecy, but she doesn't know it. So she's going through this whole thing where she doesn't know, you know what I'm saying? Because that's our perception.
Yeah.
I have extra abilities, like I said, like a synesthesia, which goes with empaths. Empaths usually have a synesthesia. If you don't know what that is, that means it's a special gift. Maybe you taste words, or you hear, you see music. Okay, it's kind of like that. Hi, Lisa. So it's a special gift. For me, I feel color. And people are like, well, red is hot. I'm like, no, I feel you. I feel your color of your aura. I feel it. I was doing it last night with a reader. And I said to her, well, you're gold. And she's like, well, that's not my favorite color. I said, but gold means that you're in awakening. So if you ever find somebody and you can see an aura and you see them gold, that means they're in an awakening stage. So, but then I said to her, but your favorite color is fuchsia. And she goes, oh, yeah, you're right. I said, because I feel you. I feel it. So, and I didn't know that was a special, I thought everybody could do that. I didn't think it was anything extra, but I have friends that taste words. So if they'll say somebody's name and they'll say, ooh, that tastes like chocolate. I've seen them do that. And it happens in mostly left-handed females, believe it or not. So just mentioning that I'm left-handed female. So, but not everybody, not all lefties and not all, women.
Sure.
Okay. So then you've got your psychometry where you're picking up vibrations off of items. Now I'm a believer that I think everybody can do this.
Yeah, we did that.
Yes. Remember we did a couple of shows ago, but it is a talent where people get really, really good at it. And it's a part of being an empath. Are you going to tell me that now? Here's an interesting thing. Some people say, and I'm not sure about how I feel about this, but that sociopaths are the opposite of empaths, because an empath would help anybody. I feel that some sociopaths can have some empathic ability and they use it for bad though. Where see, as an empath, a true empath is always going to help people and always do the best for them. So see, there's a fine line there.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So this is some of the things that are about empaths, because I want everybody to realize maybe you are one. Okay. And I would say, I know that people say that 2% or 4% or whatever is born. It's a combination of nature and nurture, because I would say about a third of the population are empaths. So, or more even. And it can be developed through trauma. So yeah, going through some real deep stuff causes spiritual growth, which opens up ability. I kind of think that if I hadn't been bullied so much as a kid, I'd be a real jerk. I kind of think sometimes I would be. I really, because you know what I mean? It keeps you humble. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kind of think I might have been a jerk at times if I hadn't had I went through a lot of bullying as a kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sure.
So this is what empaths do. All right. They are kind of selfless, first of all, picking up on people's energy, always wanting to help. They're very altruistic, which means they're not in it for any other reason. Okay.
Right.
And see, that's how a sociopath is always in it for themselves. Do you see that there's a big difference?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fine line there. Okay. Now, narcissists, we're going to talk about narcissists a little, because narcissist is a hot word right now. It's huge. About, yes, you know what I'm really, he's laughing at me because you find it everywhere. And it's somebody that's full of themselves. I mean, they're usually sociopaths, not always, but narcissists have sociopathic tendencies. Okay. Now, are narcissists born? Yes. You know why I know that's true? Because I have a family member that was diagnosed at 7 as a narcissist.
Wow.
So yeah, and I'm not even going to go there with that, because I'm not even going to go there and say anything negative about anybody, but I got 2 family members. His son is just like him. And he was a narcissist because I was very abused by him. So verbally and mentally, and yeah. So I want to talk about how these people abuse empaths, because I don't think a lot of you guys realize how they're doing it. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to read a message. Sometimes. Yes, I agree, Lisa. I got a thing that says sometimes cracks on the heart go through, so to speak, through trauma allows the softness and flexibility. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree that trauma is huge for everybody, and it's part of your soul awakening too. That usually when you've gone through some trauma, all of a sudden you go up another level with your spirituality. You go up, and it has. Sometimes you've planned them. You don't even realize you've planned them at a certain age, but they also go through. You hit, I don't know, 48 or 50 or so, and you go through. I'm serious. You really, truly. What I find very interesting is, and we're talking physical too now, like menopausal women, like their symptoms of menopause are also an awakening symptoms. They're exactly the same, which I find very interesting. So I just thought I would point that out. But anyway, so this is how a narcissist, like how they can take advantage of you, because sometimes we think that we're not being taken advantage of. And sometimes, oh, I don't care. But you know what? What happens is we get off our course. We get off of what we're really supposed to be doing, and we're not taking care of ourselves, and they drain us. And then we get ill. We can't do what we came to do. And just because we're empaths doesn't mean we should be abused, and we can be abused. Because I've talked to many, many empaths, and they're like, well, I just can't do that. Well, you're being abused. Well, okay, no, you have to put your foot down, because it's for your well-being also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lisa just says she's never met an empathic healer that doesn't have a story.
Yes, you are correct. I agree. And and also, they're healers. And you know what? I forgot to tell you the 12 types of healer. But I also want to say all empaths they usually become healers. They may not start out that way. Yeah. Especially when you're young and you know that you can hear animals, but you're not able to take that energy and give it back. When you can take the energy and give it back as a healer, that's a super empath. Then you're at the next level. So to make that little bit of a difference. Okay. But here are some of the ways that these narcissists, and even just regular people that aren't narcissists, it's a special type of person. If it was a narcissist, have you met some? You've met some. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not even going there, because I think most people know that they use people to their advantage. They're completely self-centered. Everything's about them. And they are. A lot of people say that they are sociopaths. I say that they're becoming sociopaths, because sociopath is the next level above a narcissist, I think. Because at a deep level, narcissists are the way they are because they've been abused. And instead of turning to the empathic abilities, they've gone the other way. So, and at least that's my fault, my point, or my feelings. But because remember I told you everything's a fine line. Yeah. You got one way to go. Narcissist, you go through trauma, right? You go narcissistic or you go empath. You got a choice to make. Yeah. You go, and can narcissists become empaths? I think so. I've seen some people change, but it really takes a lot. Because so, but this is how people are abusing you guys. And I want you to understand that. Okay? They use your talent. They're using your talent for the benefit of themselves. They're using your healing. They're using your, this is what I find that they do to me. They call me all the time, wanting a free reading. Oh, they do it all the time. All the time. And I'm not just talking about narcissists on that either, just people in general. Right. It's kind of like, expect a free, well, we're going to get to be friends with you. That's what this is about. We're going to become friends with you, and so that we get free readings. I mean, that's very, very common for as a reader and as an empath healer, that they kind of constantly want. They're using me. They're using me. Which is
interesting, right? Because you don't call up your mechanic and go, "Can I have a free oil change?"
Exactly. Or you call up your doctor and ask for a free. Yeah, exactly. But see how these people are very devious. They kind of weave into your life, and then, well, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
Lisa says that you also have to mature past society judgments in order to fully open.
Yes, I'm covering that. I'm covering the whole like societal or your perception also. Yeah.
Right. For the narcissist, right?
Yes, I agree. Okay. So there's a balance, a yin and yang. And this is my feeling on readings. Now, I used to never charge. And I got to a point that I understood because I had a Buddhist monk person that he was a Buddhist. And he explained it this way. There has to be a yin and a yang. Now, if you're giving me something, I have to get something back. If even just to make me feel good. And I said, well, yeah, it does make me feel good. He goes, but are they taking more than that? And so you have to remember money's energy.
Right.
So they have to have an equal exchange. Now, I purposely don't charge a lot. Now, I know a lot of people are charging double.
Sure.
I just don't. I only charge $60 for a half an hour. And I understand and appreciate that now. I understand that someone has to do something for me. Now, if you don't have the money, I've had some people tell me jokes. I've had some people send me things like, oh, I've got this. I'll just, I'm okay with that. But you have to understand there has to be an equal balance. That's why people charge. And it's not to get rich. That's not what it's about. It's an equal, it's a yin and yang thing.
But a medium or an empath, though, again, a lot of times you don't is because, hey, I've received that good energy back from you because I made a difference.
Yes. Right? And the thing is, though, it gets maybe once, but when they start doing this all the time, it starts to drain also.
Yeah.
So
it's like that house guest that never leaves.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next one, they use your time. I think a lot of people, time is money, guys, and they use your money basically because they've taken your time from you. Time is so precious now. I know about me because my business has just exploded and I'm really busy and I don't mind occasionally doing it, but it does get to be too much. And what happens is you can't keep your gifts and your strength up to do what you came to do because you got all these other people that are asking a little too much out of you. And I have actually said this to somebody when I've got a couple people that I've cut out of my life and I've had to because they strained me and they're doing this kind of thing. And I'm like, finally I said to them one day, okay, what can you do for me? I'm not being selfish, but I am giving and giving and giving. And it took me, I'm going to be 54 years old, that long to say to somebody, what are you going to do for me? Instead of just giving selflessly, because I'm understanding energy better as I get older. And usually the young empaths are the ones that you need to realize now what you're doing, that it's detrimental to you and your soul and your whole experience as an empath. Okay. You have to learn that there we go again, that balance. Okay. So they also, empaths, like part of them being an empath, and I've said it before, is because you don't want to hurt their feelings because you feel they're hurt.
Right.
So I know that this is what I've experienced. And these are all things that I've gone through, is that people insult me. They ridicule me. They make me feel bad, but I won't say anything back. Like that is not uncalled for, because then I feel like because if I say something biting back, now that's one thing about me. I'm also Sag, and I can bite with my words big time, and I know it. And so I don't do it, but I can be if you make me mad enough. And but I'm very careful. I've had so many people walk on me where I'm like, oh, they did this, and they made, they just, but I'm not going to say anything back because I don't want to feel, I can pick up the feeling off of them that I hurt their feelings and I don't want to do it. Well, you know what? I have learned to close them down before they even get the chance.
Yeah. I
said, you've talked to me like that. You don't talk to me like that. And you can close it off in a positive way without, see, that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. Don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Close it off.
Of course, you're listening to Lana Duncan-Hartgraves, Master Psychic, here on 21.6 The Net. But please, if you have questions, put them in the comments.
I'll take phone calls the last 15 minutes. You got a question, you can ask me one question, and I will gladly fill you in and answer a question for you.
Scrolling along the bottom there.
Yep.
So yeah,
So you got my phone right here.
Answer questions or help you out as well. So
Okay.
please.
All right. So back to empaths. So you kind of get this though, right? Because I know if you're watching, you're probably an empath. It's that simple. Okay. Here's another thing that people, when they're abusing empaths, they're emotionally abusive and manipulative. They use extortion to make you feel bad, to get you to do things that they want you to do. And now you know what I'm saying, like if you don't do this, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little bit of a problem with that right now because I've got somebody that's doing it to me right now. I'm aware of it and I'm starting to be a little bit stronger about it. But they, even, I think everybody does it to a certain point, but us empaths, we're really subject to that because we're picking up that energy, and they'll make us feel guilty about everything. And that's part of being so sensitive. Now, some people also call empaths, and this is a really ultra sensitive or an ultra, yeah, that's what they call them. It's an ultra sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just say it's an empath. So I think that they're making all these new phrases up to try to make a quick dollar from the people. I don't care what anybody says, because I mean it. But anyway, that's part of being a really sensitive person. And you kind of know when you're an empath, though. You know what I mean? Sometimes people have to point it out a little bit, but you always know, yeah, I'm just really sensitive and I get hurt really easy. And yeah, there's a reason, because you're an empath.
Too nice.
So
that's what you're too nice.
Yeah, you're too nice. Yep. And see, me, I have somebody that has said to me, well, I don't think you're an empath. I go, why? I said, how can I do what I do as a psychic and a master psychic if I'm not an empath? And you know why? Because I can be bitey. Because if I've had enough, and I can say, and I know that I feel bad. That's my problem. I'll say something kind of mean and I'll be like, oh, then I feel bad. Then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. See, it's like a big circle. But anyway, just that you understand, though, that there's a lot of manipulation from other people. Mm-hmm. That if you know you're being manipulated, you can as the age I am and everything, I'm learning to say no. You got to learn to say no. That's part of it. You're just too nice. Now, this is something that I think a lot of times empaths have the perception, well, I'm an empath, I'm supposed to be this way. Or my religion has told me to be this way. Oh no, I'm a woman. This is my place. Who said that? Who said that you had to take abuse? Who said that you have to be submissive? Who said you don't have to take care of yourself, positively put your foot down and say, I'm not going to take it? I think that we are subjects to our upbringing, to our belief system and our values. So, I'm supposed to be this way. I'm female. Because, mostly a lot of empaths are female because they're not just born that way. I think a lot of it is a belief system also. It's a combination of all of it. But, anyway, I've seen people my beliefs say that I'm supposed to do this. Or I had somebody recently say to me, and they are an empath. And they said, well, I'm an empath. I'm supposed to be this way. And I said, why don't this person that I'm not is a very, very good friend. And they made the comment, I said, this person's going to hurt you. And physically hurt you at some point. I'm really scared for you or something like that. She goes, well, I'm an empath. I said, why do you let him come back and why do you care? Because I'm an empath. See, that's a belief system. No, that doesn't mean that you can do that. Right. Okay.
I'm in a twin flame relationship with a fellow empath recovering from severe trauma. Mm-hmm. It is the epitome of self-control and self-reflection.
I am. Let me reread that. I am a twin flame relationship with a fellow empath recovering from severe trauma. It is the epitome of self-control and self-reflection. Yes, it is, Lisa. I have a twin flame, and right now I don't want to have anything to do with him. I'm done. I'm done with him. I don't want to. And it's so bad because I feel like
not get any sick animals.
Exactly. I know. I just talked to him, and I just we're in two different places right now. We've always been very parallel. Me, I've exploded. I'm extremely busy now with my business, and he's not. And he wouldn't listen to me though, because sometimes I tell him stuff that doesn't come from me, and I say, "No, that did not." You'll hear me when I do readings, you guys. And so if you call me, you can call me, make an appointment. I guarantee my readings, by the way. If you're not happy, I give you your money back. But anyway, you'll hear me say, and when I'm reading, I'll be like, well, I say that, and this is me talking. You'll hear me say that because sometimes it's channeled. I'll be like, I just had to say that to you, and I don't know who said that to me, but I'm repeating what I heard. So I'm a very verbal person. I work all my problems out verbally. I love to talk. I have a gift of gab, you can tell. So I just, that's me and how I process. So yeah, and so I hear auditorily too, but I do see clairvoyant, and I sometimes sentient, sometimes I can even olfactory. I can smell like somebody's smoking a cigar. I smell it. Sometimes I do that when I'm doing readings too. So yeah. Or I smell cookies. Like a couple of weeks ago, I smelled a woman. I could smell like chocolate chip cookies, and it was the woman's favorite cookies from her grandma, and her grandma was coming through. So sometimes I do that too. Okay. So this is how else they, as an empath, this is also how they drain you. Okay. So they're trying to drain your energy to lift their vibration, because usually if they're needy, especially if they're narcissists, they have a low vibration, because the faster the vibration, the more spiritually adept you are, and you've had your awakening. And so you make them feel better. It's that simple. Especially as a healer, you're healing them. You're making them feel better. You're lifting their vibrations. You're lifting their spirits. You're all of that. And they are literally a low vibration. Now, I have met people that I have met and I talk to, hi, how are you? And they don't like me. They do not like me. And it used to bother me. I'd be like, well, why? Then I figured out that my vibration's too much for them, that their vibration is low. Wow. And it's taken me a long time of a lot of, like, my whole circle of friends are all psychic. I just hang out with other psychics. Also, my other thing is you're usually left-handed. If you're left-handed, you're probably my friend, because because it's a little bit of we think a little differently too. Yeah. Anyway, and I've just noticed that some of these people just, they say, and they'll say it right in front of me, I don't like her. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. And for a long time, it hurt me because I'm an empath. I'm like, what have I done? I'm like, I'm such a bad person or something. Then I realized that this is a vibrational thing, that I'm too much for them, because I do, like, you know what I'm talking about. You're sitting right across from me. I give off a huge amount of energy. And I can't help it. It's like, and my
there's you right. Oh, there's something about that person. Just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Mm-hmm. When I've had my aura photography done, and I suggest if you guys can go to any store, any metaphysical store, there's some here locally. Go to a metaphysical store, and they, on occasion, people should know there's a difference between narcissist reactions and untrue narcissists. Yes, there is. There's the narcissistic tendencies, like I had said before. But anyway, go and get your aura photography done. It's fascinating. It's Yep. Yes. It's evolved, and I've talked to them before. I know that owner. Anyway, because what you'll see your aura. Well, and some people have a gentle little aura that goes in. It's a pretty purple or blue. Then there's mine. You can't see me. It's like this big, and I'm blank, and it's yellow, and it's gold, and it's a healing, and it's also got like a lot of blue green, but you can't see me. I'll have to bring a photo in because it's just hilarious. That's how much energy I give off. It took me a long time to understand what's going on with me. Now I am beginning to, as I get a little older, learning how to correct my energy and bring my energy back, just so that I don't overwhelm people, because not everybody can handle it. They're at a different place than me spiritually. So I walk around going, I want to help. I want to heal you, even if you don't want to be, right? So that's what it is. That's why people don't like me. They don't want healing. Some of them don't want to be. Some of them, people, like especially narcissists, they want to wallow. They want to wallow in their misery a little bit. And that's their perception of the way their life is. So that's who they are. Because see, if you took away and you stripped down all of their depression and all they don't know who they are anymore.
Now, have you ever been out just shopping
Mhm.
and you're in an aisle and somebody goes by you and you're like, whoa, hey,
Yes.
and just
Yes.
said something to them?
Yes. I've done that as a medium. Because a lot of times this is what happens and you're right. This is as an empathic thing again, you guys. I could be, before I even turn a corner, the person is a medium, the person I'll be standing there who wants to talk desperately to that person. And they'll be standing there knowing I'm going to be seeing them. Like when I do readings for you guys, the day before they come and talk to me.
Really?
And yes. And I have to really put my foot down as a medium because they will come out of order too. Like it could be, and I'll have to ask, like sometimes I do up to 10 to 15 readings a day. And I have done that, and they'll come out of order. And I have to pray to the angels and ask them, and put my foot down and say, you got to come in order. Because I'll get somebody, there's been times literally where I've done readings at stores. I do readings at stores at a reduced price sometimes for the store. And so then what happens is they'll come in like, well, do you know so-and-so? And I think his name is this. And no, we don't. Then 3 people down, then I'll realize, and I'll be like, call that other person back in here. Then that message was for them. And so I have to kind of put my foot down, but yes. Yeah. Or sometimes I'm walking by and I feel, man, they had a rough day. Oh man. And I so badly want to say to them what I know, and it's channeled. Because it's channeled, it's coming through me from like guides and angels. Yeah. And I'll say something like, you need to get rid of that husband of yours, right? Because then I'm right. And I will say stuff like that and walk away. Well, that scares people big time.
Well, sure.
And so I am very careful now on how I do that. I want to say things to people, but I don't now. I kind of control myself and wait for them to come to me. Mm-hmm. Because that does like freak people out. Oh, how'd you know that? Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't do that anymore. But that's an empathic thing that you just feel it and you want to help and you always, and so you've had to learn to control yourself.
I found when that happens to me, like at stores or that. That's why my wife, she loves to shop, right? The grocery shop, the whole, do you want to go? And I'm like, not today. Just because I know those things happen. But usually what I end up doing is if I feel somebody that's having that bad day, it's like, I'll just shoot them a quick smile and compliment. Oh, hey.
Yeah, exactly. Good idea. Yeah. Good idea. That's something that I've learned too. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to control it because I can turn it off. I can. Sometimes now I'm going to tell you, sometimes not aware it's open. That's my point. Sure. But I can turn it off. Now I see when I'm in school right now, because of COVID, I'm online. I see 650 kids a week. I'm seeing 1,000 people directly every week because all the teachers, all the parents, and I have learned over the years to turn it off. I did not realize I was doing it, but because I would be crazy. So I am able to turn it off. And I'm going to show you guys some simple techniques you can turn it off. Cool. So, yeah. But, I get what you're saying, though, at the stores and stuff. Yeah. Now, with Halloween coming up, guys, now we're in Mercury in retrograde. That's my next week's show about how to control Mercury in retrograde, because Mercury in retrograde is its own little animal. Anyway, I'll explain that. Anyway, from about October 24th or so, give or take, to all the way to about November 6th, there's something to the Halloween, October 31st, which I don't know. I don't understand. I just know, I don't know if the things are thin, the veil is thin. I can't turn my psychic ability off. But for about 2 weeks. And that's why I think that they have made Halloween October 31st.
Is it that, or is it that now more people are searching for that energy?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm talking very specifically October, about the 24th to about the 6th. I don't know. I just know that it's very, very difficult for me to tone it down, turn it off. Like, and it's bad. I mean, I'll be like, blah, 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 blah to everybody. People look at, and everybody's got adjusted to me now because they know, my kids. I'll call up my kids in the middle of the night. I'll be like, well, did you know that blah, 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 blah. And they'll be like, I just can't. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, and then after that, I'm in complete control again. Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's just kind of, and I've talked to other psychics, and if there's anybody out there that's listening, it's also psychic, that's also a medium, I'll hear from you. I'm never jealous. I'm never, but tell me if I'm not right. because I know I am. Okay. All right.
I sat on Lisa's show. Lisa has an awesome show on Sunday mornings here.
I know, I've seen it.
And so she's like, my lotus is blooming. I thought that was just gas. And I always do that. When I don't know, I'll always cover up with you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So back to our empaths. They're draining you of energy. They're sucking you dry.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, and then you wonder why you start getting sick and stuff. So, you know, that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other show. I'm going to show you guys how to block all that and keep your energy good. So, and by the way, these people that's what narcissists seek. They want to be around you. Of course they want to be around you. You're giving them that energy and they're sucking you dry. Some people call them vampires. Now, not all vampires are narcissists. I want you to understand that they can be just really needy souls that maybe are lost. And by the way, I've told this to, I don't know how many people, when you feel lost, when you feel stuck, you're in for an awakening. That's what's going on. But you have to find it yourself. The only way you're going to get unstuck is having your awakening. Because I had somebody said that to me recently, and I said, "Oh yeah, you didn't know that? I just kind of assume that you do, and I forget that. Yeah, then I even knows that." Now, so what these people that are narcissists and borderline narcissists with tendencies, they're keeping you from your true purpose because they're kind of affecting they have lack of self-esteem. It's at its core, narcissists are insecure and they have no self-esteem. That's where the narcissism comes from. Okay. Now they're holding you down because you're picking up on that. So because you're absorbing it. So do you see what I'm saying? You're absorbing it. So then your self-esteem starts going down. So, and we're talking especially in relationships. When you're either married to them, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, that's where you really have to be careful. And a lot of times the empath doesn't see it coming. It's like it's really gradual. Okay. So that's another way that they abuse. I mean, it's just, that one's probably the hardest one, you know, because at its true self, they're just dragging you down and you just don't see it until you're out of the whole situation. Then you back up and go, oh yeah.
So a lot of narcissists, that's to make good business people, right? Because they tend to grab that energy and just keep marching on. Some business people use a lot of business people use, don't, you realize this is not political. I remember that. But it's, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, you're right. I just see a lot of my empathic friends. I can see how they are being abused, but they can't see it because they've been sucked in and their self-esteem has gone down because they're getting drained and they're not really on their true purpose. Then once they get out of it and they're strong enough to break it, then they see what I was trying to tell them the whole time. And that's for anybody. I mean, that's, but usually I'm saying that most of these people that are with that kind of tendency are the ones that are preying on those empaths. Yeah. So, okay. Then there's the physical abuse. I mean, and people are like, they know that there's more than just like somebody punching you. There's more like somebody screaming in your face. I mean, that's physical abuse. I don't care what anybody says. Sure.
It's not just emotional. You know, blocking you from leaving, taking, like, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. And they take your keys and hide your keys. That's physical abuse too. See, it's that kind of thing. And I know a lot of people that have done that. You know what I'm saying? Where they're like, you know, they keep you down financially. They see that's physical abuse in a way, because it's not only emotional, it's physical, because they're keeping you from having enough money to walk away. So these are different ways that they're abusing you. You don't even realize they're doing it. Okay. Keeping you needy. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is you didn't start out that way. I can guarantee, I bet you did not start that way. You became that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I just talked about a little bit. So it's 10:15, make some phone calls or give me some
questions.
here we go. We got watchers. Anybody asking me a question on Facebook, go ahead and ask me a question. You can do that. I've got quite a few people bring Tracy is watching. I might be bringing you guys on camera too, okay? I have a whole bunch of platforms right now, okay? They'll all be on one soon, right?
That's right.
That's what we're trying to do. So that's why there's so much going on, okay? So freaking true. Love your cusp readings. Thank you. I'm ambidextrous and I get along with left-handed people better than I do with the right. Did you know, I'm reading somebody's on my studio, and ambidextrous people are really left-handers. And that most of the time that they are also very left-handed people have a tendency to believe it or not, just be not right brain dominant, but to use both sides equally, like an ambidextrous person. So they just prefer their left hand, but they have a tendency to be ambidextrous. So that answers your question. So, okay. I'll take questions if you guys want to know, like, how's my financial future? Whatever. I've got 15 minutes while I'm finishing this up. You can ask me questions. Okay. All right. Just wanted to know if my health is all figured out. This is on my Facebook. Lori, you've got about 3 or 4 months, and yes, they're going to. It's going to be figured out, but it's going to take a little time. I want to say, are you on Lori? Are you on medication? I feel it's something. There's some type of different in a change in a medication that might be helping you. I don't think they've got your medication quite right. Okay. Anybody else got any questions? Go ahead. I'll answer anything that you guys ask me. One question, please. Sometimes they get on here and they ask me like 5 questions. I'm like, I can't do all of them. Okay. Lisa, will my proposal from work be accepted? Ignore it if that's the question you were looking. Oh, no. Yeah, you're okay. Lisa, your proposal will work, but you have to change something. Does that make sense? I'm reading these for all of you because right now I'm on 3 different things because we're in the process of putting them all together. Okay. So if you start seeing B16, the net, it's going to start having everything on at one time. Okay. So just be patient for me. Okay. Because I've got here, and I'm looking at all the cameras at the same time. So, okay. Now I'm getting back to the last few minutes of what we're doing. Thank you, Lori says. Yes, I am right. Thank you, Lori, for the confirmation. You know, us psychics need confirmation. We like it because even though I've been doing this 25 years, I just still sometimes doubt myself as a human. So if I help, I help. I'm trying to my best. So if you tell me, yes, you were accurate, or yes, it was helpful, thank you. Because it helps me be a better psychic and stuff too. Because, yeah. Okay. Katie, will I be in a better place financially soon? This is what I'm saying to every single person out here, and mark my word, please. There's going to be some real problems during election in the United States. That I'm telling everybody, if they can't stock up on food just to have it, like they did for COVID, do it, because it's going to be pell-mell until January. At the end of January, things will start to settle down. I have told this to every single person I have read for. Yes, your financial problems, Katie, about February, hold on, watch every dollar coming in and out, and you will be okay. But you have to be very careful and watch your finances, okay? Tiqua, I think it is. Is that a smart move for me? Like, hold on. So freaking true. Okay. Love your cusp readings. Okay. Tiqua, what do you mean by a smart move? You didn't ask me a question I don't understand. Okay. Valerie wants, will my partner return for a very short time? And I want to say not permanently. Okay. All right. See how I'm answering questions? I'll answer you any question. If you want a full reading, call me, because you give me an hour or half an hour. Some people like the whole hour because I can talk forever. But then I usually get everything in. Do you notice that I start speeding up? I start getting really, really fast. I do that on purpose because I'm trying to get everything fit.
Yeah, it's like you're the sample person at Costco, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this show is. Get a little taste, but reach out to her. And,
yes,
and
reach out.
Lisa does say yes. That makes sense.
Yes, timing.
Question mark.
Around Thanksgiving, Lisa. Around Thanksgiving. There's something around Thanksgiving, okay, for you. Maybe the second week. Okay. All right. You guys, no problems. Just keep asking me questions. A big move from one state to another. Absolutely. Absolutely. With no doubt, that is the right move for you. You're going to be very happy, Tikwa. Okay. Valerie, I said, will your part return? I said, yes, for a short time. And then B, I feel like maybe it's you saying no. There's a cut there. I want to say that they come back and you see like it's not working or something. Okay. Just thought I would point that out to you. Now, I got that question. Is that okay? Yes, I got that question. Are there spirits in my house? I think it's your mother or your grandmother, Tracy. I want to say it's your grandmother. Okay. Because it's an older lady and she's kind of round, a little heavier set. Okay. And shorter. And I want to say she's older. Now, if it's not your mother, then yeah, you've got something else before you lived there. I feel like they're related to you. Okay. Let's see. Lisa says, yippee. Okay, Lisa. Bree, can you pull that? Okay. Yeah, will my YouTube channel be successful? Yes. Now, this is me talking. This is not the other side. I'm not channeling this. As a YouTuber, give it a year and a half. Because one day it's like you get up, and it's been about a year and a half, and all of a sudden you've got like quadruple followers. I don't know what it does, but someone told me a year to year and a half, be patient and let it just grow. So I just been doing my own thing. And so all of a sudden one day I just, bam, and I am busier than a beaver. And it just happened almost overnight. Be patient. Don't give up. Don't overwork it. Let it happen. And it's almost like you're manifesting it that way. And I don't believe in manifesting. I believe in alignment.
Here's something we can do for you, Bree. Put your YouTube channel link right here in the comments.
There you go, Bree. Put your YouTube in the comments and I will link you.
And everybody
how's that? You like that idea? I will help anybody. I'm never jealous. I have mediums on here. Yeah. I have because there's enough limelight for all of us. Yeah. So, and also, by the way, I could read for you. And it's my personality. I might concentrate on finances. Now somebody you might concentrate more on love. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different gift. Yeah. So I'm never jealous. And I want everybody to understand that I'm never like that. I'm like, I just am not. Because I get it. Okay. You helped me a lot on all my things. I was questioning as an empath and healer. Thank you. Nerdy Tarot, I know who you are. Yes, I think I did a reading for you, right? Yeah, I think recently. I sense I have a guardian angel, Katie. Is my guardian, my grandma, okay. So understand, you guys, what you've got different types of guides. You've got an ancestral guide, you've got an angel, you've got a guide on the other side that's a spirit guide, and you got an animal. You got some type of animal that's like kind of a protector that represents you. So you've got all of those guides, and then I've got, and sometimes you can have a being too. You can have that's a whole nother issue. But anyway, you're an angel. Okay. Your grandma's never an angel because an angel is its own phylum, so that you understand. You'll have an angel. You'll have your own angel. Oh, I remember. The fifth one is an angel, but it's an archangel. Sorry. I had to remember offhand. The archangels are completely different than a regular angel. Archangels can be like, everybody's got a Michael or a Raphael, and it's a type of, it's their own angel. But then they've got like a private smaller angel that just gives them help. So, and I know they're there. And by the way, they're like really tall. They're like 7 feet tall. They're like really, I don't know. They're big and they're very strong.
Usually they wear over your right shoulder.
Yes, they do. And you know what? When you hear something out of your right ear, it's them talking. Because I've had that experience several times when I'm like, and I immediately, whenever they talk, you just relax. You just, and it does work. So next time somebody talking out of this ear, it's probably your angel. So, okay. Let's see. What do we've got? Good. You changed your YouTube name. Yes, my husband, I did change my name. I told you that, and that, you know what? But that, I went from Land of the Comedian Medium. See, I tell jokes and stuff. I can be funny. So, and I some of my jokes I probably couldn't tell on YouTube or here. Because anyway, because they're pretty off color. So I've kept it clean. But I changed it to Lana's Enchanted Sky. And it's just, I think that was the difference for me. That's really starting to roll because I put hashtag Enchanted Sky. And by the way, Sky is my horse. That's where that comes from. So, yep. Enchanted is because I love New Mexico so much. So, and that's coming from my best friend. She thought of the idea. That's the name she thought of for me. Yeah. So anyway, Katie says makes more sense. Thank you. Let's see. I'm looking at all of these. Am I going to have more babies? Brandy, I need to know. Now I know that you're one of my followers on Facebook. You have one or two. You have one for sure, correct? Because I feel like there's two, and yeah. Go ahead and Brandy, respond back because it's hard because I'm seeing two kids now. I see two children, so I don't know how many you have. I see one that's blonde, then he's a boy. So I don't know. So just respond back, and then I can tell you because you can also. Do you guys know for a woman, you can always tell how many kids you're going to have. I swear by this. Remember I told you this, didn't I? Yeah. That if you go between here and here, you see how you make a fist between here and here, count your lines. That's how many kids you got. That I came from an old gypsy lady. Don't work on men. Only works on women. Sorry. Anyway, but I swear by this, you guys. I swear. And if you count the lines, now look I don't know if you can see my lines, but there's 3, 1, 2, 3. And then there's a half a line. I have 3 kids. And there's a half a line because I'm helping my granddaughter and I are, she's my miniature. I'm a Sagittarius Pisces. She's a Pisces Sagittarius. So, and she's like my mirror, and I've helped raise her. Sure. So I always count her as half a line there. Because they'll, even if you've had miscarriages, they'll be in here. Wow. Yeah. And because what happens is once you've had a lot of children, more than like 4, they'll start making like little webs. And then you can count. I'm serious. It does work. You don't believe that. It's an old gypsy thing. And I learned that from a gypsy lady. See, I learned stuff from other people too. So, okay. How do you know if I have a spiritual gift? Valerie, everybody's got a spiritual gift. Everybody does. Maybe you're a very kind and patient person. That's a very hard spiritual gift to have. Did you know that patience is the hardest one and the last one to learn when you're here on the planet? So when you're nearing your last lifetimes of being here on this planet, that's probably the one you're trying to learn. Kindness. There's more than just these. I want you to understand that there's just so much more to this. Being a good person, it could be a spiritual gift. Being kind, just genuinely kind, without wanting anything in return. See, and then here we go. Then you start with the empath. That's where you kind of cross a line as you gain. That's why I said a lot of times you can work on becoming the empath that you need to become. And you probably had the talent the whole time, but now all of a sudden something's like trauma or something brought it on. So, okay. Oh, she has 2 now. I see 2 and you've lost 2. Okay. Brandy, I think I see 2. How many lines do you have, Brandy? Watch if you, Tell me how many lines you got, because I think the 2 you have is the 2 you have. I do feel like there's another child that's not yours. I don't know if you're going to take in another child or a friend of one of your kids. There's somebody that you're going to be they're very, very important to. And I don't know if maybe it's a spouse's child. There's a 3rd kid that's very, very important spiritually to you, but I don't think you're giving birth. 4, I think. Oh, you have 4, so you've lost 2 and you have 2. That's 4. Yep. Oh, you have a stepson. That stepson really, you're gonna be very close with him. So reach out and connect with him. Okay. See, I'm right. I thought there was another one.
Jen says I have 1.5 lines. What's that
A half a line means that you might have somebody that's come into your life that's not yours genetically. Like I said, I have a half a line for my granddaughter right here. And look, I have another line coming. 1, 2, 3, and now I have another. I just had another granddaughter. Now this is like, I swear by this because I help raise the kids. I just do because I'm really close with my grandkids. Anyway, my daughter always had one line. Well, about the time she found out she was pregnant, I go, you know what? I wonder something. Let me see your hand, and there's 2 lines. So they do change. There's probably somebody in your life that's really, really important, and that's what that means. By the way, Jen. Okay.
Or going to be.
Are going to be. They're coming in. They could be coming in. Yes. We're about ready to stop. I'll take like a couple more questions. How does my boyfriend truly feel about me? You're there for him. I don't think he knows how he feels yet. I don't think that he's in love with you yet, and he doesn't know what to think, and he's very confused. So give him some time to let all that develop, because I think I feel very confused. That's how he feels. Okay, Bree. Okay, I'm trying to read everything. Hi, Kayla. I work with her. Okay, Brandy. I think that I'm picking up your stepson. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Valerie Scales. Will I ever have a serious relationship? Yeah, in about 1.5 years. You're Valerie, you're in an awakening. I think I pick up that you've been through some real trauma with other relationships, and you are subconsciously keeping them away. I don't think you even realize you're doing it. Okay. All right. So when you are ready, they are ready for you. And yes, you will be. And it will be one. I don't know if you're going to get married though, but you're going to be in a relationship for quite a while with someone. Okay. Hey, Lily. I love your videos so much. I'm going to be leaving a really toxic relationship this Sunday, and I'm really hoping things go good. It's going to go perfectly, because you are going to realize how much it affected you and how much negativity you were carrying from it. You're going to be so much happier. Okay. Are we done? I think we're done. You guys, I'm actually 2 minutes over. So, okay. You're ready? All right. I'll come back to me next week. We'll be doing this again. And I am going to be talking about Mercury in retrograde and how to maneuver it. Because, man, it's a mess.
Real quick, Bree just says, what happens?
Bree, how does my boyfriend truly feel about me? What happened? What do you mean what happened? I just feel like he's just a little confused that he doesn't know how he feels right now. I'm not saying that he's going to walk away from you. That's not it. But he doesn't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I feel like he feels confused. So maybe he is in love with you and he doesn't even understand it. I don't get it. I just know he feels confused.
Now, the other thing that I would suggest, Bree, is go ahead and call Lana or visit enchantedSky.com and set up time where you guys can get together and talk about it, because very, very important. Good questions that you have, but reach out to Lana, and she guarantees a reading. So
yeah, I guarantee them. So yep.
All right, folks, that's it for us here at 216 Net. Thank you so much for participating and being part of this great show. Yep. We'll do it next week as we talk about Mercury in retrograde. Don't miss it.
And then Eva, it'll be fine. It's going to take longer than you think, though.